full day of eating, but today's full day of eating is none like other. Today we're eating like the savage, 3-time back-to-back Mr. Olympia champion, Chris Bumstead. My gosh, damn, half of this bowl, is literally white rice. Right here is a full, day of eating. 4,000 calories is no joke, especially with these types of foods. Whew. What is going on, guys? It is Joe, and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Welcome back to a full day of eating, but today's full day of eating is none like other. Today we're eating like the savage, 3-time back-to-back Mr. Olympia champion, Chris Bumstead. Right now he's in the off season. He's trying to gain some weight, trying to get some lean tissue, trying to go for a 4-peat. And so we're doing a full day of eating like him. Right now he is eating upwards of 4,000 calories per day. Try and put on size, try and put on mass at the same time, but not get fat and still stay relatively lean. I myself trying to put on a few extra pounds and trying to grow some muscle, so why not try and eat a full day like the Mr. O himself. His breakfast, we have 3 eggs, half an avocado, 3 slices of toast, and a smoothie on the side with a scoop of protein, 70 grams of oats, blueberries, raspberries, half a banana in there as well. Quite the array of food we got going on here. But the overall calories for meal number 1 are 1,037. I'm just gonna tell you the calories for the overall day so far, and at the end of the video, I'll let you know the macros. But other than that, let's go ahead and dive right in, shall we? Then it says breakfast, like a little avocado toast and a whole egg. No, I tried making these a little sunny side up and I cooked them way too long, and so yolk cooked, but regardless, still delicious. The smoothie on the side too is ultra thick with a couple C's. Still not as thick as Greg's protein ice cream. But anyways, this will be meal number 1. I'm gonna eat this, take this for the road, go to work, train some clients, and I will see you guys as the day rolls on. Alrighty, we are back here with the next meal of the entire day. Now, Chris Bumstead usually has around 2 to 3 meals before he goes work out. I just actually got back from hitting some legs in a morning client, and then right after I went to hit the gym. I had to make that altercation based on my schedule, but for Chris, he usually has around 2 to 3 meals. I think in this video, this was actually the pre-workout meal, and what we have here is 280 grams of rice, 175 grams of ground turkey with some shredded lettuce. And then for Chris, he recently got the sickness that starts with the letter C that you can't see on social media, and he ended up losing his taste. Because of that, he actually likes to throw in some salsa on this meal because it has a little bit of spice to it, and he actually can start tasting the spice. But anything that helps him kind of taste the food a little bit, he's all for. So I went ahead and threw some salsa on there as well. Total calories for this meal is 623 calories. Now I have to say, this is his pre-workout meal, but as I was loading this meal up, I was putting the rice in, and I was like, 280 grams, that should be no big deal. I usually eat rice or measure it in terms of like grams. The only time I really am eating rice is like one day out for the show when I'm carving up, and I just go off with cups, honestly, because it really doesn't matter at that point. You're just looking to get in carbohydrates. So 280 grams of rice to me, I didn't really know visually what that looks like, and I'm kind of filling this bowl up, and I'm like, gosh damn, half of this bowl, is literally white rice. Nonetheless though, let's go in for a little bit of a taste test, shall we? Salsa's a nice touch to it. Ooh, it does have a kick to it. Also, within this video, it doesn't specify what kind of ground turkey this is. There's 99.1 ground turkey, there's 93.7. I grabbed 93.7 because I'm assuming that, this meal is so calorically dense, but I'm assuming that Chris isn't eating necessarily 99.1 in the off season, especially as he's trying to add in calories and gain some weight. I don't think he would eat 99.1. I'll grab the 93.7. Anyways, I'm going to sit here and pick away this meal. I will see you guys in meal number 3. Alrighty, here with meal number 3 for the entire day. And what I'm having and what Chris had in the video was, he had like a meal prep which had like sesame seed keto chicken in it. So it was like a higher fat chicken with like sesame oil and stuff, and like sesame seeds and like that kind of style of chicken on there. And then he added 100 grams of rice to his meal to try and get in more carbs. So I didn't have a meal prep obviously, but we have some chicken with a little sesame seed oil and some seeds on there with 100 grams of white rice on here as well. This is meal number 3. Honestly, the lighter meal of the entire day. Chris says his appetite is biggest around 1 to 2 meals a day, and that's usually breakfast and then like another meal in the evening. As this day is kind of going on, it makes sense as far as when those meals are. Like meal 1 was over 1,000 calories. Meal 2 progressively got lighter. Meal 3 is progressively a little bit lighter, and then the next meal is going to be probably the most calorically dense meal of the entire day. And then the last meal of the entire day, it backs off in calories again. So it's like high, low, low, high, low, and then that's why he wakes up hungry the next day. Rather than if he just kept his calories like I think even throughout the entire day, he might not be as
crazy hungry at certain points, he might have a little bit more of a balanced appetite, but you know, he kind of just eats in the flow of how he eats. Nothing wrong with that. If it works for him, it works for him. I mean, obviously he's won Mr. Olympia 3 times in a row, so. But other than that, let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a taste test. Nothing like a good old chicken and rice, although I have to say he is spicing it up a little bit by having the sesame seed. It's not just straight chicken breast. He doesn't need to have that. It's the off season, so like, why would he eat like that, you know? So total calories of this meal is 510 calories. This right here is a full, day of eating. 4,000 calories is no joke, especially with these types of foods. Whew. A little side beverage for myself is a little Dr. Pepper, zero sugar. I went to the store today to get some diet soda. They did not have any Pepsi Mango, which I am quite frankly a little upset about. So we wanted this instead. Dr. Pepper, one of my favorite diet sodas as well. Besides the Pepsi Mango, this has to be either number 2 or 3 besides root beer. So it goes Pepsi Mango, probably root beer, and then Dr. Pepper as my top 3 diet sodas of all time. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this and I will see you guys in meal number 4. Alrighty, back here with the next meal. This is going to be meal number 4 and the most calorically dense meal, but not the biggest in volume. What we have here is 160 grams of pasta, 225 grams of ground beef, and plus the pasta sauce, which is all in this bowl right here. The overall calories for this are 1,177 calories, the most calorically dense meal of the entire day. But as far as the overall volume of this goes, it's not a whole lot. And Chris Bumstead needs to bulk if he needs to add on some weight. Best way to obviously do that is by eating a little bit more calorically dense foods, but the trick is to not go too crazy where you become very sloppy, you gain a lot of excess body fat. You want to stay relatively lean while adding on muscle tissue and gaining weight to a healthy body fat percentage that is maintainable. And so personally for me, what Chris does that I don't think I could do to keep myself consistent with a meal plan is that it kind of has these highs and lows of different caloric ranges for each meal. Like meal number 1 was like 1,000 calories, and then meal number 3 was like 500 calories. I'm all for, having a variety of calories between your meals, but keeping them relatively still kind of close, where you're able to have this very consistent flow of calories at the entire day, where you're not super full at some points and you're also not super hungry at some points. After meal 3, by the time I'm right here, I'm actually, really hungry. I actually can't wait to eat this food. But for people out there that want to prevent binge eating or just keep their kind of hunger hormones in check, I recommend keeping, a very similar caloric range between all your meals. Needless to say, let's give this a little bit of a taste test, shall we? Those ones of bulk pasta, very calorically dense item. I was looking at add on weight like when I first started working out. One thing I wish I ate more of was pasta for sure. Would have made beating the calorie surplus way easier for sure. But anyways, I'm going to eat this, chill for a little bit, and I will see you guys in the last and final meal of the entire day. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here with the last and final meal of the entire day. And what we have going on here is 3 pancakes from this Birch Benders pancake and waffle mix. Not even kidding, this is what Chris Bumstead was eating for his last and final meal of the entire day, as well as a scoop and a half of protein. Chocolate chip pancakes and protein was the last and final meal, and he just got it out of this little pre-mixed bag. The overall calories is 780 calories for this final meal. The overall total calories for the entire day are 4,127, and the overall macros,
500 grams of carbs, 118 grams of fat, and 264 grams of protein.
So that right there is a full day of eating like Chris Bumstead in the off season, over 4,000 calories. I'm gonna go ahead and lather these pancakes up with a little bit of sugar-free syrup. No need for butter, just kind of put some sugar-free syrup, fold like a taco, and just dive right in. Wash it down with some protein. And that right there is it, ladies and gentlemen. Over 4,000 calories. Even though this is from a little packet, it's not too bad as far as overall taste goes. However, for the amount of calories that you're eating for this little of pancakes, the protein pancake, even the French toast pancake, is a way better option. Yeah, at the end of the day, 4,000 calories, Chris Bumstead style. What do I think of it? I think that if I ate like this every single day, it would definitely lead to some major fat gaining over time. I just cannot personally put down 4,000 calories and stay the level of leanness that I desire. Even for myself in the off season as somewhat of a competitor, I just think that I would get too big, but Chris Bumstead is 230, 240 pounds. So for him, 4,000 calories is probably nothing. He honestly, I think, gets up to around 5,000 calories at the peak of his
bulk or peak of his off season, and he's still able to stay relatively pretty lean in the off season. I mean, maybe around like 12 to 15% body fat, and just carries so much muscle at the same time. But then when he diets, I mean, he has a diet like 1,500 calories. So I mean, he's kind of like one extreme to the other. But if anything, and what some of you may learn from this, is that there's a certain meal that you like or found interesting, pull some inspiration from that meal. Do not go out and copy this exact diet thinking this is how you're gonna get big or build muscle. This will probably more than likely be too much food for the average person. And when I first started kind of getting into my fitness journey, started working out, I would try and copy different celebrity diets thinking like if I ate like them, I would get big and jacked like them, and that's just not the case. You gotta make sure you're eating the right amount of food for you. Other than that, I'm wrapping the video up here, and leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.